know, this year's theme is remembering our roots, every man the king. Not too long ago, I got the autobiography of, the biography of Huey P. Long, and I've been reading through it, and I was inspired by the message that he presented to the people, and I clearly began to understand why he was such a powerful force. And I kept saying to myself, well, now if working Louisiana would hear that message today, in no way we could be blue. No way we could be red. No way will we continue to be the very quote-unquote conservative state that they say we are. And it's time for us to start putting that message out. And it's time for us to start speaking to people's bread and butter needs, what they need every day. Where's my Huey P. Long table? Huey P. Long hospital table with Angelina Isles. Okay, all right. I made a special effort to invite Ms. Angelina Isles and her crew from Alexandria out there when they're getting ready to close out the Huey P. Long Hospital. I think it speaks volumes in more ways than one. And so next we'll have, coming up to the mic, we will have Representative Edward Ted James in continuing to reflect on the legacy of Huey P. Long. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Good evening. Good evening. Mayor, you took my joke, because when we meet in the Capitol Democratic Caucus, we meet in one of the smaller rooms in the basement of the Capitol, so it is indeed exciting to see so many Democrats in the building tonight. As I look out, I see so many diverse faces. That's the beauty of the Democratic Party, the diversity of the Democratic Party. Because if you go to a meeting, I know that they had other meetings going on today, you won't see this diversity. You won't see every genre, every age group, every ethnicity represented in a group that gathered with the other party label earlier today. But as we talk about the legacy of Huey P. Long, I reflect on how they share our wealth program. And unfortunately, our governor has his own share the wealth program, but he's not sharing it with the people. He's sharing it with the oil and gas companies. We just passed legislation to kill a lawsuit to benefit oil and gas. It's all the big companies and $1 billion of tax breaks. So we have a share of the wealth program. This governor just doesn't believe in the same share of our wealth that Huey P. Long believed in. I did some research, and the charity hospital system, Don, I'm so glad that you had these folks from Huey P. Long, but that charity hospital system that Huey P. Long dreamed of is now being gutted and destroyed. We have a Medicaid expansion that our governor didn't want to talk about, and I'm sure John Bell's going to speak about that, and we've continued to fight and fight and fight under the guise of trying to give health care to those working Louisiana residents. Not just people, the other side, they want to say these are lazy folks who aren't working. We're talking about people that work 40 hours a week and don't have enough to pay for health insurance. Share our wealth, every man a king. Every man a king. I believe that that's not only a motto of Huey P. Long, but that has always been a motto of the Democratic Party. And I bet that he's not having, so he's probably turning over his grave, the same building that's in the shadow of his statue. We're undoing all of the things that he gave his life for and all the things that he worked so hard for. Shane talked about Medicaid expansion. He talked about equal pay for women. I don't understand why some common sense things aren't so common to some of our colleagues. Fair wages. This session we had a battle with the payday industry. Billions of dollars, they're sharing the wealth. Sharing the wealth with themselves, but taking the wealth of hard-earned people. If anybody traveled down Florida Boulevard today, you probably passed about 10 to 12 of them. So Democrats, we have an enormous job to do. And I know we're all excited this year because we have to re-elect Mayor Landrieu. Right? We have to get Governor Evers back in office. We have to re-elect Congressman Richmond. The 5th Congressional District, I'm sure we'll have a good Democrat running there. So we get the kissing congressman out and get a real good Democrat that's going to fight to share the wealth. And then next year we're going to get my good friend, my chair of the House Democratic Party, Mr. John Bell Edwards, in the governor's office. But it's not going to happen if we sit idly by, Democrats. It's not going to happen if we don't continue to give our resources to our state party, our local party. It's not going to happen if we don't man the phones. It's not going to happen if we don't put our souls to the streets. It's not going to happen if we sit by and continue to let this state be red. It's not going to happen. We look good today. You look real nice. I promise you, the view from here is amazing. But in the upcoming months, I want to see you with your jeans and your tennis shoes and your t-shirts on. Because if you can't write a $2,000 check, you can call 2,000 people. And if you can't call 2,000 people, you can knock on 2,000 doors. Blue that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Don.